Hi, welcome to our reading comprehension lesson. This one is going to be on making an objective summary of a literary text. All right, so if you would like to follow along in Khan Academy, you can find this task, this assignment. It's labeled making an objective summary of a literary text. Or you can just watch it on my screen, but if my screen's a little too small, whatever, you know where to find it. All right, so we're gonna watch a quick video, 5 minutes, and then I will talk about our lesson. I'll intro our lesson. Here we go.
Hello readers, let's talk about summarizing stories. This is a useful skill for life. I've found myself describing the plots of movies, TV shows, and books to my friends, my coworkers, my family, and it's also very useful in writing. Understanding the plot of a story is essential to writing about it. You can't write about a story if you can't express what happened in it. So what I want to do today is talk about creating objective summaries of texts. Summaries that are free of opinion or non-biased. If you're summarizing a book, you want to get across the events of the story. Objectivity is hard and weird and has a very specific purpose. You use it to build the bones of your analysis. Once you've got the structure in place, bring opinions back. Here are the facts, and now here's what I think about those facts. Let me be clear, opinions are good. Opinions are where analysis lives. The whole field of literary criticism would be awfully boring if nobody ever held opinions, but all that criticism rests on a basis of objectively summarized texts. So let's talk about how to do just that, how to objectively summarize a text. Here's what you need to do. Step 1. Read the thing you want to summarize. You can't do one without the other. Step 2. Ask yourself, what are the important parts of this story? Not the interesting parts, not the cool parts, but the most essential parts of the story. Remember, we're trying to be objective here, so it's not about including the parts you especially liked. So, who are the main characters? Where does the story take place? What happens in the plot? Step 3. Pare it down. Look at all those important parts you listed and cut out everything that isn't absolutely essential. Major characters only, setting, conflict, climax, resolution. Step 4, put it in order. Write it all out as sentences in the order the plot happened in. The idea is to be able to summarize a whole story in a handful of sentences, like a single 5-sentence paragraph. And you're going to want to paraphrase here. Whatever you need to say it in your own words, so you can get it across as quickly as possible. Ordinarily, I'd say, quoting from the text is an important skill, but this is one time you won't use it. All right, so those are the 4 steps. To demonstrate, I'm going to take a fiction piece from a Khan Academy exercise, and I'll go through that process with you. Step 1, let's read it. I'll read this little story chunk. "Wilkie," Captain Martello bellowed below deck, "we need your help." I climbed the ladder quickly and was astonished that I hadn't awakened on my own. Usually I could sense a storm brewing hours before it arrived. Captain Martello noticed my look of surprise. "She's coming on quick, this one. Here, grab the rope. Help me pull down the sail." Overboard, the waters had changed. No longer were they an inviting green hue. They were dark and foreboding. The moon above tried to peek through the angry skies, but the clouds kept hijacking her hopeful glow. Suddenly, a giant, slow-rolling wave forced my side of the vessel to dip into the water. I tried to hang on, but the lurching wave was tugging at me. Captain Martello grabbed my leg and managed to yank me onto Adelina's salt-sprayed deck. "You're safe," he said firmly. "For now." Okay, step 2. What are the important parts of the story? Okay, so Wilkie comes on deck when Captain Martello asks them to. Oh, they're on a boat. And note here that I'm just sort of scribbling down notes. These aren't even sentences. Okay, there's a storm coming that Wilkie didn't predict. The captain tells Wilkie to help him strike the sail. The water is a scary color. A wave nearly washes Wilkie overboard, but the captain saves them. Oh, and the ship is called the Adelina. I think that's a neat name for a ship. All right, step 3, pare it down. So the fact that I think that Adelina is a neat name for a ship is opinion and not relevant. It's also not super relevant that Wilkie didn't predict the storm, or that the water is a spooky color. So do we have all the important details in here? The name of the ship, check. The name of Wilkie and Captain Martello, the fact that there is a storm. So part of this is relevant, but not the prediction part. And Wilkie nearly being tossed overboard, but saved by the captain. So step 4, let's take all of that, put it in order, start afresh, full sentences. Okay, Captain Martello calls Wilkie up to the deck of the Adelina to help him prepare the ship for a sudden storm. Wilkie is nearly washed overboard by a big wave, but Martello saves them. That's our strategy, you see. Boil down the story to its essentials, strip away unnecessary detail, and rephrase events in your own words in the order that they happened in. Once you've got that squared away, you're ready to back up that great big dump truck full of opinions. All right, bring her in. Let them have it, fellas.
All right, so I hope you got that. So we got how to do an objective summary. We start out by reading it, then we find out all the important information, then we pare it down, which basically means we get rid of the things that aren't the most important, and then finally we put it in order. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. Let's go to your Google Classroom and click on Objective Summary. Here you are going to see the Objective Summary Reading and the Objective Summary Writing. Go ahead and click those. I already have mine open. And we're going to be reading part 1 of Langston Hughes, Thank You, Ma'am. Langston Hughes is one of my favorite authors. He was a 19th century, so the beginning of the 1900s is when he was alive, and he was down in the South. So you're going to hear a lot of kind of old Southern slang as we read this. So without further ado, please follow along as I read. You can open this up, or you can read it on your own. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Make it a little bit bigger here. Let's go font size, maybe 14. There we go. Okay. She was a large woman with a large purse that had everything in it but hammer and nails. It had a long strap, and she carried it slung across her shoulder. It was about 11 o'clock at night, and she was walking alone when a boy ran up to her and tried to snatch her purse. The strap broke with a single tug. The boy gave it from behind. But the boy's weight and the weight of the purse combined caused him to lose his balance, so instead of taking off full blast as he had hoped, the boy fell on his back on the sidewalk and his legs flew up. The large woman simply turned around and kicked him right square in his blue-jeaned sitter, his bum. Then she reached down, picked up the boy by the shirt front, and shook him until his teeth rattled. After that, the woman said, "Pick up my pocketbook, boy, and give it here." She still held him, but she bent down enough to permit him to stoop and pick up her purse. Then she said, "Now ain't you ashamed of yourself?" Firmly gripped by his shirt front, the boy said, "Yes'm." The woman said, "What did you want to do it for?" The boy said, "I didn't aim to." She said, "You a lie." By that time, 2 or 3 people passed, stopped, turned to look, and some stood watching. "If I turn you loose, will you run?" asked the woman. "Yes'm," said the boy. "Then I won't turn you loose," said the woman. She did not release. "I'm very sorry, lady. I'm sorry," whispered the boy. And your face is dirty. I got a great mind to wash your face for you. Ain't you got nobody at home to tell you to wash your face?" "No'm," said the boy. "Then it will get washed this evening," said the large woman, starting up the street, dragging the frightened boy behind her. He looked as if he were 14 or 15, frail and willow-wild, in tennis shoes and blue jeans. The woman said, "You ought to be my son. I would teach you right from wrong. least I can do right now is wash your face. Are you hungry? No, said the boy, or said the being dragged boy. I just want you to turn me loose. Was I bothering you when I turned that corner? Asked the woman. No. All right, so that's part one. There's going to be 3 parts to this, but we're going to summarize each part. So let's look at the objective summary. So it says below, I want you to write objective summary on Langdon Hughes' short story, Thank You, Ma'am. That's the story we just read. Read it, check, we're done with that. Write down the important details, cut out everything that is not important, and write down, and then write it down in order. Okay, so the important details, I'm gonna start it and then I'm gonna let you finish. I felt like absolutely an important detail. A boy tried, let's bring this up, tried to snatch a purse from a large woman. I'm including large woman, I said woman, because I think it's important that she is large because it shows that, you know, she could really hold on to this 14 or 15-year-old boy. All right, a boy tries to snatch a purse from a large woman. The strap breaks on the woman's purse. All right. And I'm going to stop right there, and I'm going to let you guys, woman's purse, there we go. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and finish that up, that summary, and then tomorrow we will look at the next part of this summary. Thank you.